Sketch r equals sine of 3 theta. Then find the equation of the tangent line at theta equals pi over 6. First, we will plot a few points and follow the guidelines to plot equation in polar coordinates. When theta is 0, sine of theta is 0, thus r is 0. When theta equals pi over 6, sine of 3 theta is sine of pi over 2, which is 1. And when theta equals pi over 3, sine of 3 pi over 3 is sine of pi, and sine of pi is 0. We see that the graphs start at the origin, go out to the point 1 comma pi over 6, and come back to the origin. This looks like a one rose petal, but we also recognize that r equals sine 3 theta. The coefficient in front of theta is odd. This is a rose with 3 petals. We recognize that this is one petal already. Using symmetry, we will sketch the other two to obtain the total of 3 petals for this rose. The first petal start at the origin, go to the point 1 comma pi over 6, and come back to the origin. The second petal pick up where the first petal left and go to the point -1 comma pi over 2 and back to the origin. The third petal go to the point 1 comma 5 pi over 6 and come back to the origin. To find the equation of the tangent line at theta equals pi over 6, we first need to find the slope dy dx. With the given formula r equals sine 3 theta, we parameterize these curves at x equals r cosine theta, which is now sine of 3 theta times cosine of theta. Y equals r sine theta, which is now sine of 3 theta times sine of theta. We're interested in the slope dy dx. We're taking derivative with respect to theta, dy d theta, dx d theta. The derivative with respect to theta for y is cosine of 3 theta times 3 times sine theta, the derivative of the first factor times the second factor using the product rule, that the second term is the first factor sine of 3 theta times the derivative of the second factor, which is cosine of theta. The denominator is the derivative of x with respect to theta. The derivative of sine of 3 theta is cosine of 3 theta times 3, keeping cosine theta, plus keep sine of 3 theta and multiply the derivative of cosine theta, which is negative sine of theta. Simplifying this, we have 3 sine theta cosine of 3 theta plus sine of 3 theta cosine of theta over 3 cosine of theta cosine of 3 theta minus sine of 3 theta times sine of theta. To find the slope, we would plug in pi over 6 into this expression. 3 sine of pi over 6 cosine of 3 times pi over 6 plus sine of 3 times pi over 6 cosine of pi over 6 over 3 cosine of pi over 6 cosine of 3 times pi over 6 minus sine of 3 times pi over 6 sine of pi over 6. Keep in mind that cosine of pi over 6 is root 3 over 2 and sine of pi over 6 is 1/2. This is now 3 times sine of pi over 6 is 1/2. Cosine of 3 pi over 6 is cosine of pi over 2, or 0, plus sine of 3 pi over 6 is sine of pi over 2, or 1. Cosine of pi over 6 is root 3 over 2 over 3 cosine of pi over 6 is root 3 over 2, and cosine of pi over 2 is 0, minus sine of pi over 2 is 1, and sine of pi over 6 is 1/2. Thus, the slope is root 3 over 2 over negative 1/2, or simply minus root 3. But we're looking for the equation of the tangent line. We have the slope m equals negative root 3. We still need the point x0, y0 at theta equals pi over 6. Using x equals sine of 3 theta, but theta is pi over 6 times cosine of theta. Theta is pi over 6. This is sine of pi over 2, which is 1 times cosine of pi over 6, which is root 3 over 2. So x is root 3 over 2. Y is sine of 3 theta. Sine of theta. Sine of pi over 2 is 1, and sine of pi over 6 is 1/2. Thus, the equation in the slope point is y minus y0 equals m x minus x0. Thus, y is minus root 3x plus root 3 times root 3 over 2 is 3/2, and then plus 1/2. Or simply y equals minus root 3x plus 2. This is the equation of the tangent line to the curve at the point where theta is pi over 6.